Let me just see if I'm on. Okay, so this is the companion to the Ladies Home Journal journal, and the cover is made from one of those old hanging file folders, the green kind. I've got a bunch of them. I love the thickness of the paper and I love the color. A little strip of vintage fabric here on the side. This was cut from one of the old magazines and stitched on with a tea stain doily underneath. Then on the inside, we have, on this side, we have a crochet doily that just really went well here. It's stitched down and then stitched here also. So you have a little pocket here for a bookmark or some pens. And this little folio, which it has a collage cover and a nice image from the magazines. And then inside there are two pockets. This one has a tag in it that looks like this. There's a little bit of my old Montgomery Ward's catalog, some paper doily, an old photo, space to write on the back. And on this side, another tag I made. This is this is paper napkin that I decoupaged onto some tea stained parchment paper. I really like how that turned out. And there's the back. You just fit in here. This is made out of one of my old world atlases, a page from it that I did some stenciling and spray inks on. So that's that, and it fits right in here. And then this is some of the vintage wallpaper I got. It's from either the 30s or the 40s. And stitched on the back is this lovely lady from one of the magazines. So elegant looking. This is old wrapping paper, and just took that paper and folded this over and made a pocket. So we have on this side, there's a lady here modeling something from Fredericks of Hollywood with some paper lace and some scrapbook paper. And on this side, some of that atlas paper that I stenciled and one of those Tim Holtz botanicals stitched together onto some ledger paper. So there's those two pockets. Then I've made a lot of these little clusters, collage style clusters, and I stitched them onto the paper. So that's stitched on, or I guess I stitched it and then glued this one on. Because on this side you can see one of the ladies from one of the magazines. I love to fussy cut, so I've cut out quite a few and put them in here, different places. This was kind of like a poster, I think, and I just kind of like the retro modern art, like from the 50s and 60s look to it. And then I made this little tag here, some pattern paper and paper doily, and some of that, I'm pretty sure I used some of that file folder paper to make the tag. And it's stitched together. And I like this picture. She just looks like a woman who would write poetry, says poems wanted. Tea stained paper with some of them have light stenciling on them. This is paper I stitched together. These two pieces are Lakta paper from Nepal, and this is also imported paper. It's got those little squares. Somehow they are like inside the paper. I don't know how they did it. Stitched together, and I thought that came out nice. An ad from the old magazines for red and white ketchup. Never heard of that kind. I don't think they have it anymore. This is one of the other wallpapers that I got. It's really pretty. It's got just a slight silver metallic finish on some of the parts of it. That's probably wallpaper from the 30s or 40s. And these are just fussy cut and glued down. 3 or 4 military ladies during World War II. and one of those dramatic images from the magazines. I took this page and folded it in half, and so that's the other side. And this is washi tape. This is a book jacket from one of those Madge Linman books, Flicka, Ricka, and Dicka, and their new skates. I think they're so adorable. And this just opens up for more journaling space. An old ad, and then I stitched on to this side. I like this ad right here, so I just sewed it on top of the other page. And some recipes. This looks like Betty Crocker right here. She's cooking something. I like this ad. I just like the look on her face and that baby. So cute. Another adorable ad. That lady there looks so pretty, and these flowers really went well with it. There's a tag I made. This is from a wedding card. Old vintage card I had, and that's glued on there with some paper doily, some tea-stained paper. It's on the back. It's all stitched together. The rest of the recipe pages, and a pocket here with this tag, which is, I stitched on these two sides some of that overhead projector film and that I had printed jellyfish on. I love the designs of the jellyfish. And then underneath you have some of the catalog from my old Ward's catalog, 1929, little pattern paper. This is on the back is paper from an old scrapbook I have. After I took out the things I wanted, I just thought the paper was kind of cool because it's so old, and I love the color of it. So that's that. And then this picture just fits right in here, which goes in here. This is an ad for some shampoo. And this is the back of the book cover. Just a little cluster of different pictures here. Some stamping. Just a little tiny bit of collage there in the corners. Another ad, and on the back is this. This is a page from, that's another page, part of that page I stitched together. This is actually from a river navigation guide. I just think the colors and the lines and everything on it are so interesting, so I use that paper quite a bit. It's part of the Columbia River near Portland. We had a TV like that when I was a kid. There's the rest of that poster. It's nice thick paper. Another tag, music paper, some of that scrapbook paper, paper doily that I tea stained with this photo sewed down, and some tea stained graph paper on the back. And this is some of the, I think it's sari silk that came from those rugs that they have for sale at Five Below for $5. Another little corner collage. There's the rest of the wrapping paper. I like these fashions from New York here. Very reasonable. Dresses are like $7 to $10. And there's the rest of the wallpaper and the back cover. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed it.